What's going on, guys? It's your boy LQ, Mr. Real Deal Fantasy HQ. Fire content only. Here today to talk about this blockbuster trade. Russell Wilson is a Denver Bronco, people. Whoa. Did not see this coming this soon, honestly. I honestly thought he was going to be a Commander, but hey, Broncos finally get their guy. They finally get a quarterback. They haven't had a standout stud quarterback, a veteran quarterback since Peyton Manning. So here we are with Russell Wilson as a Denver Bronco. So I'm going to be going over some fantasy outlook for the Denver Broncos. Going to be covering Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, all the goods, all the works. But man, this is a great time for football. The off season is lit. So I don't want to waste any more time. So let's get right into the episode. Hey, before we jump into the fire content, please hit that link in the bio down below, prizepicks.com. Sign up today using promo code FCO. And you guys be set up for success, man. They're matching up to $100. You put in 50, you get 50. You put in 100, you get 100. Let's double it up. Let's make this money. Football isn't on right now, but hey, there's other sports out there where you can make some dough, man. Get the over-unders, golf, basketball, whatever the case may be. Hit the link in the bio. Let's get to the fire content. So, Russell Wilson is a Denver Bronco. What does this mean for fantasy outlook? Last season, he had some injuries, some bumps and bruises. He missed 3 games, and I really feel as though him finishing QB 15 is actually amazing for what he had on the table for him. I mean, that old line has always been trash. He's going to the Denver Broncos where that old line is probably the best old line he's probably had in his entire time in Seattle. So, moving on to the wide receivers, man, I love what Jerry Jeudy is looking like. I'm loving what Courtland Sutton's going to be looking like in these drafts. I'm loving the value that I got on winning some of these dynasty drafts. But, man, I'm glad I just have shares of these guys because, man, it's going to go to a next level. Now, I want to touch on Jerry Jeudy. Now, this situation is more so of like how we're looking at Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp last year. The question marks of who you should go after. Jerry Jeudy is a very electric talent, man. That route running is crisp, and he's going to find ways to get open. And now he has a quarterback that has the ability to make the right decisions, has time behind an old line that can protect him to go downfield and make the right decisions and not be all, throwing ducks and shaky in the pocket and just overall just not Teddy Bridgewater, not Drew Lock. So I definitely love Jerry Jeudy's upside. I definitely think he gets a boost in the ADP, of course. But I want to talk about Courtland Sutton, man, because really that's where I'm lying my loyalty to. I have more shares of Courtland Sutton than I have Jerry Jeudy for the simple fact I think Courtland Sutton overall is just a better wide receiver. That's just in my opinion. But I'm looking for Russell Wilson to be aggressive, to go downfield. Some deep shots where Courtland Sutton's going to be able to go up for that contested catch to go up on your favorite corner in 2022. So this is the thing. When you're looking at this offense and you have all these pieces around, because I want to touch on the guys that are behind these guys, Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler. These are guys that you should be looking at also in drafts if you miss out on these two honchos. The thing is, Russell Wilson has so many weapons to use right now. I honestly think, it's a little stale in Seattle. He didn't really have a great running game. Chris Carson dealing with injury. Alex Collins wasn't getting the job done. Rashad Penny, he showed up at the end of the season, but it is what it is. That just O-line was just trash. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett's the most inconsistent wide receiver in the history of fantasy football. But, man, we're looking at Russell Wilson having 4 wide receivers that can be very useful, man. I'm looking at Tim Patrick in the red zone. I mean, he has a high red zone usage, and it looks like, KJ Hamler is that boomer bust where he gets to downfield plays, where he's catching, balls 30 plus, 40 plus yards downfield. And I definitely love Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy as all around wide receivers, but this just means more weapons. So unfortunately, Noah Fant isn't there anymore. He's in Seattle. He was part of that trade package, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a 5th, and, Shelby, I can't believe they sent Noah Fant, but they sent Drew Lock as well. Now, Denver really didn't get anything in return besides a 4th and Russell Wilson. But, hey, you get Russell Wilson, man. It's not like Russell Wilson is on the back end of his career where, he only going to give you 1 year or 2. I think you can get a solid 4 more years out of, Russell Wilson, where maybe the Broncos make a push for the Super Bowl. But, of course, they have the Chargers. Of course, they have the Chiefs in that division to worry about. So it might be an uphill battle. But, hey, who say they can't get it done, man? If Courtland Sutton, the talent that he is, Jerry Jeudy, the talent he is, man, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, make a shot. But talk about the running backs real quick. Javonte Williams, man, Whew, this is great news for him because if they're going to be able to move the ball downfield, this means more touchdowns, more carries, and more red zone looks, more touches out of the backfield where he's catching passes out of the backfield as well. But Melvin Gordon, I don't know. He might take a friendly deal. This might be interesting to see where Melvin Gordon ends up because if he ends up back with the Broncos, man, this is good for both running backs, honestly. I don't mind Melvin Gordon back there. I have Javonte Williams shares and I have Melvin Gordon shares. I'm okay whatever outcome it is really with these guys because I feel as though this offense is going to be on the next level. This offense is going to be able to go downfield and actually score some points. Because if we're looking at Russell Wilson last year, he had 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, which is a little odd, you know what I mean? But he still finished QB 15. If I'm going to be realistic, I think this pushes him inside the top 10, only just based on the weapons that he has. And that defense is still a studded defense. That defense can still stop the ball. They can still get the job done. So I definitely feel as though this balances the team out by a ton because they have a powerful offense now and they have a studded defense. This is something that most teams can't get together at the same time. So I really feel as though Russell Wilson creeps inside that top 10. He may be at 10. I don't know. He may be at 10 or 9, but he could be creeping inside that top 10 with this offense, with these tools that he has around him now. Like I said, this is the best O-line he's had in his entire career. And he has a nice trio, or he has a nice quadruple wide receiver core that he has at his disposal with a great running game in Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. So I definitely think, if you're going to be looking at Russell Wilson, you're going to be looking at, super flex leagues where you're going to be able to get him in the mid rounds, or I'm sorry, not the mid rounds, the early rounds. I definitely wanted to secure him, along with a nice QB2. I definitely want to secure him if he's on the trade block as well, where, right now he might be a little pricey, but hey, why not give up some picks for a quarterback to make a difference on your team as well? Super flex, he's going to be a gem right now. I think I have 1 or 2 shares. Not too sure. I got to check my leagues. I'm going to ton of them. But hey, overall, I definitely think this is an overall good outlook for Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos on all cylinders, all platforms. Basically, Javonte Williams for the running backs, even the tight end situation. I don't know how I missed out and talk about Albert O. He's definitely one of those guys, and I'm going to say Albert O because, of course, I don't know how to say his entire last name. He's one of those guys that was sneaky, being grabbed up in the offseason, and people were just looking at it like Noah Fant always hurt, always injured, et cetera, where Albert O was looking okay. He was looking good with the opportunities he was getting. But I think this definitely gives him a boost as well in the ADP where I might want to be grabbing him. Some leagues, man, he's been going in startups in like the 14th round. That is a complete steal. This is just people just going off of the buds of last season about, him looking okay with the opportunities he's been getting. Now he is the tight end one. He definitely has top 7 opportunity here if Russell Wilson used him correctly. Like I said, we've seen the tight end position over there in Seattle where Russell Wilson worked before with Jimmy G. And that was just Jimmy Graham, not Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy Graham, the tight end. We've seen that work before. So we know Russell Wilson can have options around that offense where he could dump it off to the tight end a couple times. I'm thinking like 5 to 7 targets. Why not? Give Albert O some chances, man, because this offense overall just looks amazing, man. And I definitely think, I'm going to acquire a lot of shares of this wide receiver core. Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler is really where I'm focusing at because these guys are forgotten, really, like when we talk about the conversation with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy along the Twitter timelines and et cetera, et cetera. Tim Patrick is definitely a guy you can get in those later rounds, and he's definitely cheap, man. If you're going to throw an offer out there for one of your league mates, I'm pretty sure they're not too excited about a Tim Patrick now because everybody's focusing on a Cortland Sutton and on a Jerry Jeudy. But this is just your average consumer, your average player. If you're like in a league full of analysts and you're in the league with guys that's been playing for like 15 years, you're probably not going to get it off. But like I said, Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler are definitely guys you should be targeting in your drafts because I'm liking the upside for KJ Hamler and Tim Patrick if I miss out on these two guys, Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. So you have options. That's what it ultimately comes down to. You have options, and do not miss out on these options because I'm telling you, I want pieces of this offense, man. I'm definitely feeling like this is a Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp situation last season with the question mark on who to get. Honestly, with this situation, I don't think there's a wrong player to get out of Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. If not, man, hey, you go with Cortland Sutton, he ends up, wide receiver, let's say 15, and Jerry Jeudy ends up wide receiver 7. Hey, I'm good with either outcome either or, they're on my team as my wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3. None of these guys are on my team currently right now on my dynasty rosters as my wide receiver 1. So whatever they put up, as long as it's a top 15, a top 20 performance, I'm okay whatever they give me. But like I said, with Russell Wilson there, he changes the whole entire game. He changes the offense where these guys are going to be hitting on all cylinders. You're going to be seeing a ton of deep balls to Cortland Sutton. You're going to be seeing a lot of balls going Jerry Jeudy's way, where he's going to be the guy that can just have the underthrows to be the possession receiver, where this man's route running is so crispy, man. Co-signed by Devontae Adams, by the way. There's no way he's not going to be able to get the ball with a veteran, seasoned Russell Wilson back there that is great at making decisions. He's not that reckless, he's not that reckless quarterback that's out there just slinging the ball downfield, just aggressive, not Jameis Winston or Kirk Cousins just throwing it up like, oh, somebody's down there. But you know what I mean? Russell Wilson's going to be very precise. He's going to be very calculated in these deep shots. And I think this absolutely helps my shares of Cortland Sutton by a ton, man. So hopefully you guys got some information from my reaction of this trade. I still can't believe this is happening, man, that, we're seeing a Russell Wilson in the AFC, first of all, in a division with Patrick Mahomes. And then you got Justin Herbert, man. And then, of course, Derek Carr's still there, but who cares? Who cares, man? This division is on fire. And I definitely feel as though, it might make Russell Wilson a little bit hungrier to where he might get to the Super Bowl, man. He needed a change, man. I don't know the drama over there in Seattle completely, but I know Pete Carroll wasn't getting the job done. So maybe a fresh start, the Denver, Russell Wilson turns up, and hopefully he has a full, complete season, man. Hopefully he doesn't start cooking and then the kitchen is closed by the time it's December, and then the fancy playoffs are looking like, what the hell? So that's usually what happens. But hey, hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment below on what you guys think about the video. And man, Russell Wilson is a Denver Bronco. I know the Broncos fans are happy. And if you're watching, you're a Denver Bronco fan, please just subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you guys think about the episode. And I'll see you guys next week. And hopefully there isn't any more crazy drama going on in the free agency. Free agency is coming up. It's coming up Monday. A lot of things are going to be going down. So I'll see you guys next week. Peace.